Do you know what ballot harvesting is? You should, because it could change the outcome of elections. It's basically when one individual goes around and collects the ballots, either mail-in ballots or absentee ballots, of a lot of people, collects them together, and then hopefully drops them off at the polling place. As you can imagine, just by as I described it, it could lead to some fraud problems. And it's actually illegal in a lot of states. Republicans claim Democrats are looking to legalize ballot harvesting. Congressman Rodney Davis of Illinois is the ranking member of the House's Administration Committee that oversees election issues, and he joins us now. Congressman, welcome.
Hey, Sean and Lindsay, thanks for having me on again.
You know, I don't think many people have heard the term ballot harvesting before. And it's interesting because on its face, it sounds to me pretty concerning, right? So you have one individual that goes around and picks up the ballots of a bunch of different individuals and then puts them into one big package and brings them to whatever, the polling place or the registrar of voters or whatever it is. And it seems to me that this is not, this could lead to a ton of fraud. But the bigger issue that I have to understand, that I'm hoping you can help me with right now, is Article 1, Section 4 of the Constitution makes it very clear that states run elections. Why is Speaker Pelosi and the Democrats trying to jam this idea of ballot harvesting down?
Because they saw that their own political operatives in California in the 2018 congressional elections could weaponize the process, and it could be used to defeat Republican members of Congress. I was in Congress at the time, and I saw some of my best friends have election leads on the night of election night. And one of them, David Valadao, was up by 6 points 3 weeks later because of harvested ballots that came in overwhelmingly for Democrats. He was defeated. This is a process that's been corrupted, and even Republicans corrupted the process in North Carolina, in a state that it's illegal. And we did not seat the member of Congress who that Republican operative worked for. Yeah,
I just don't get. I mean, it seems to me that you either go and vote in person, or if you have a mail-in ballot or an absentee ballot, you mail it in. Why did Democrats think that it's helpful to have someone go around and pick them all up? Because on its face, to me, it sounds like, you know, somebody says, hey, bring all your ballots in. We're all going to do them together, put pressure on you, or just give me the blank one and I'll mail it back in for you.
Yeah, it's a process that's already been corrupted. And that's exactly what happened in North Carolina. A gentleman went around, and if he thought that ballot was going to be a vote for the Democrat member of Congress or the Democrat candidate, that ballot wouldn't be turned in. You cannot tell me where California had millions more ballots that were harvested, that there weren't political operatives going around committing acts just like that. The difference is it's legal in California. And the only reason why Speaker Pelosi and the Democrats want to do this is because they really believe that the federal government should take over control of our elections, not follow the Constitution, Sean.
You know, Congressman, I think one thing that's really interesting about this is in many cases, mail-in ballots actually have prepaid postage on them. So in those cases, what's the point of someone picking it up when someone can just drop it in the mail very easily?
And I agree wholeheartedly, which is why I sent observers from the House Administration Committee out to view the presidential primary in California. And we just released a report that showed that there were many chain of custody issues that were very concerning to me and should be concerning to anyone who reads that report. If you go to the LA County Registrar, they have a ballot bin that was overflowing with ballots sitting outside. Somebody could have easily gone in there and taken ballots away without anybody watching that on a regular basis. In the registrar's office, they had ballots just sitting. Individuals could have come in and tampered with them. That's the chain of custody issue that we trust the post office to take care of, but I don't trust operatives to, Sean and Lindsay.
Right. And I also believe that when you drop it in your mailbox, you know that it's gone in there. And to your point, it goes straight from the post office to the delivery. The thing that is interesting, obviously, the chain of custody is a big problem. But the bigger issue that I see is that knowing that you have a bunch of ballots sitting around, if you know that everyone at your company or in your organization or your church or your senior center, you know they all have these mail-in ballots, then you could go to them and kind of pressure them, because now you're saying, give the ballot to me, I'll mail it in for you, which takes away the idea of the secret ballot, because now people can actually apply pressure on other folks to vote the way they do it in a large group.
You know, that could easily happen. And you've got to understand you're going to have people that are familiar to the community knocking on doors in a way that goes against the social distancing requirements the Democrats are using to push a vote by mail system that would be nationally run. This just is a process that has been corrupted. I think it's going to continue to be corrupted if they're successful. But I do see light in this process because we won an election in Los Angeles just last week. And I think because we put a lot of scrutiny on this process, that they were afraid to send their normal operatives out. And we were able to make sure that Mike Garcia will get sworn in as a member of Congress tomorrow.
Congressman, that begs the point. What is the system moving forward to educate voters and kind of put the pressure on local states to make sure, one, that people are educated on what ballot harvesting is, and to, like you said, kind of scare those ballot harvesters from really doing things that might be fraudulent?
Well, I think we follow a process that I always like to say. If you want transparency in Washington, you want to stop corruption, shine the light on it. And we shine the light on ballot harvesting over the last year and a half, and that's going to continue. But what we can really do is continue to talk about it on shows like yours. Election law and election reforms, it's usually not the sexy topic of the day, and I'm glad you're covering it because it matters. It matters because we can lose the majority or win the majority in the House of Representatives and the Senate by processes that will be corrupted by political operatives.
Well, Congressman Davis, thank you so much for talking with us about it today and appreciate all your insights on ballot harvesting.
Well, thank you, Sean and Lindsay, for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, all the way from the racetrack to South Africa, our good guys are next. Stick with us.